One of the most important parts of wilderness survival is mobility, the ability to cover vast distances quickly and safely while being able to carry extra gear to sustain yourself over an extended duration. Now for many, I think that a truck is probably the best option, something with four-wheel drive, and some of the common upgrades such as additional lighting, extended fuel tanks, etc. However, when the off-roading gets very tough, it's best to have something like a UTV or an ATV, or even in the most difficult off-road circumstances, a dirt bike. This is a little bit of a blend between a dirt bike and an adventure motorcycle, about a mix of the two. It has the capacity to carry a lot of weight, especially here on the rear end. It does good highway speeds. It's relatively affordable, and it does pretty good off-road too. This bike is a 2021 Suzuki DRZ 400. This is not the street model. This is the S model. This bike has been relatively unchanged since the year 2000 or 2001 when it was first released. There hasn't been many changes other than just some minor cosmetic upgrades. That makes this bike very affordable, very easy to find parts upgrades for off-roading or longer distance adventure riding, as well as many other things. This bike isn't good at one particular thing, but it's pretty good at everything. And in that way, it's sort of like a general purpose rifle or a recce rifle. It'll get you through a wide variety of different circumstances and get you safely where you need to go. Compared to a high-performance dirt bike, the maintenance intervals on this bike are few and far between. It makes the bike easy to maintain. Now, the cost of this motorcycle new, MSRP, somewhere around $7,000. Often they'll be a little bit more because they're in such high demand. Of course, with tax, title, and license, that increases the price a little bit. The real price comes from injuries of various types of crashes on this motorcycle from not riding it safely. And there's many reasons why people get into horrible accidents on motorcycles. Of all the reasons, for the most part, it's generally because riders are riding beyond their skill level. The other reason is just simply unseen or unexpected road hazards or other people creating a dangerous situation that can happen so quickly, there's no way to prevent it. I've been in crashes on this bike that have happened so quickly, I was on the ground trapped underneath the bike before I even knew I'd crashed. Now in that situation, my boot was wedged underneath the frame of the bike, but fortunately, somebody was able to lift the bike off of me as gas was starting to leak out of the tank. Let's go over some of the different things that I have on this bike and in the backpack that I carry while riding this bike. Some of the various ways that I can carry gear on the bike is in the pouch on the very back. That's where I carry generally recovery gear. If I have some type of breakdown on the bike, I can usually get it fixed. Generally that could just be something came loose and needs to be tightened up with some tools, or I need to change a tube from either the front or the rear tire. On each side on the front, I've also got some general purpose pouches. I've got a small little pouch there, which is good for just sticking a cell phone in, or, you know, some cash or something like that. And then I always like to wear a backpack. Alright, I'd like to cover some of the extra items that I like to carry in the day pack here on the bike. Day pack is a very lightweight pack. This is First Spear. Pretty well designed pack, super lightweight. Again, it's just a great day pack. There's many options out there. This is my radio. There's a remote cord here with a very loud speaker and a good microphone that I can hear over the engine noise and over the wind noise. I carry a little bit of fuel to help me get back home right here. These containers are specifically made for gasoline, so they will not leak. It's very important. Of course, I've got a camel pack, and along with the camel pack, I do carry extra electrolyte tablets and water purification pills. And those have helped me when I've gotten stuck far out down some really rough trails with heat exhaustion. Alright, let's take a look at some of the things that I carry in the pouches on the bike. Here I've just got some writing utensils to make some notes quickly. This is also a pretty safe place to put the cell phone where it won't get damaged. I do keep the cell phone in a waterproof bag. Here I've got maps, as well as some anti-fog wipes for my goggles. Alright, I have taken the contents here out of the rear pouch, which is for maintenance and recovery. This is probably the most important pouch on the bike, because when you get way off-road out in the middle of nowhere where there's nobody to help you get back and you need to self-rescue yourself and make your own repair, you can do it with this kit. It covers the most common types of repairs, such as punctured tubes. I carry a spare tube here. It'll work in the front and rear, but it's enough to get you back home, but really you'd want to use the specific proper sizes in either the front or the rear. I've also got here patch kit. You know, if it's just a simple puncture and not a laceration in the tube, you can just patch it. There's a few other tools here and items to make the tube change go relatively easy, because it is a difficult task. I think everyone should practice doing a tire tube change with the kit they have on their bike, because they may find that it's a lot more difficult than they thought, or they may need a couple extra tools. These are tire irons to get the tire off of the wheel. These are absolutely necessary. There's only a couple ways to get the tire off of the wheel, to get the tube out and get it back in. None of them are very simple to figure out for somebody who doesn't know how to do it. So I'd recommend practicing out in the field. Now, of course, there's regular maintenance tools here, like, you know, this T-socket wrench and some more specialized wrenches for spark plugs, and tools to remove the wheels and those odd sizes of wheel bolts and wheel nuts. There's some epoxy, some light binding wire here for filling up the tubes. There's some CO2s, injectors with some extra CO2 cartridges to make it fast, and of course a bike pump, which just takes a long time. Also, what I carry in this main pouch are some straps for pulling the bike, or for tying the bike down, or for hoisting the bike up for any kind of maintenance, as well as some additional items to go with these straps to give you the ability to pull it easier and ratchet it down and things like that. Now, in future videos, I'd also like to do a few ride-alongs using the helmet cam while discussing various topics of, you know, riding the dirt bike in a wrecky environment.